And there really are so many classes for you to choose from. And hopefully you find this exciting. Junior year is also the year where more girls end up as leads in the show or leaders on retreat. Perhaps you're an athlete and more girls end up on varsity sports. Maybe you've picked up a job. And so the junior year can often come with more responsibility. This can also be the year where many girls put pressure on themselves to be more than you need to be in terms of college preparedness. You are, in fact, enough as you are. Sophomore Success Night and the junior interview process in the fall both happen effectively halfway through your high school years. And the purpose of this is to encourage personal reflection on the meaning of success, so that each of you builds a strong sense of self, so that you might say with conviction, I am enough, just as I am. So tonight we're going to cover the sophomore year planning for junior year. We're going to talk a little bit about what success looks like, and then we'll have a few breakout sessions. There'll be a dual credit enrollment courses session, an AP or not AP session, and course selection. And to take the next step in this program, I'd like to introduce our academic dean, Dr. Heather Mansfield.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I just want to mention for parents, because you don't really often get to see or may not hear about what happens at school. I wanted to give you some background on what we've already done with your daughters. The first week that we came back after Christmas break, so last week, we had assemblies for each grade level where counselors, myself, we spent some time meeting with the students in that grade level and talking through options for courses, going through kind of the course selection process from A to Z. Also, your daughter's teachers have been talking to them in their classrooms about subject-specific recommendations, explaining what courses look like, what the requirements are, and really kind of answering individual questions and providing some individual feedback. The school counselors have also been having one-on-one meetings with your daughters. So this is all to say that we put a lot of time and effort into this planning process because we create our master school schedule every year based on what the students register for. So we don't have a template where we run X number of sections of anything. We really base it on what the students register for. So we do want to put a lot of time and effort on the front end into making the right choices. After all the students register for classes, our registrar spends a month or two really building the master schedule for the school. So I wanted to mention that and the importance of course planning. And what will be coming up with the school counselors will be pre-college planning. That's right around the corner. PSAT and ACT prep. We did some PSAT testing this past fall, and really just ongoing supports, one-on-one meetings with her school counselor. So that is the big picture of kind of the behind the scenes in preparation for this evening. I'm going to hand it over now to one of our school counselors, Mrs. Treese Hayden.
Thanks, Heather. So the last piece that I would like to address with all of you is this idea of, we intentionally chose to call this night Sophomore Success Night, because that's really what we want for each of your daughters. And to see that these girls are obviously, learning and growing through their 4 years, but ideally every year they find a new level of success. That could be success in the classroom, that could be success on, the volleyball court or the, field hockey field. But really all of those, I think, come to this culmination that we like to see the girls grow and kind of leave DSHA with all of these skills. So a couple of those that I think we most like to focus on, that I think the girls are really beginning to grasp at this point in time, is this idea of organization and adaptability, and really an open-mindedness. Ideally, they're coming into high school learning a lot of these ideas that, like, they have to make these adjustments from how they learned in middle school to now how they're learning in high school. They have to organize their work differently. As they begin to choose these more challenging classes, what does that look like for their night, their weekends? How are they working with other people? What additional supports are they accessing? So just understanding how their organization is changing. Additionally, that can look different for how they're adapting, how they're learning, and what they're choosing to learn with. So I know in the AP conversation, a lot of parents might want to know, is this a right resource for my daughter? And what if it gets to the point of being too challenging? There are resources available, and I think it's helping our girls to understand that accessing and being open to those resources is really what's going to help you be successful, and trying a variety of different things. So how adaptable are you going to be to try and help yourself be successful? And if the girls can't figure that out on their own, we are still a resource in student services. Their teachers are still resources in the classroom every day. And really understanding how and when to ask for help. And that doesn't always have to be additional time after school sitting down one-on-one with the teacher. That can be accessing, tutors and NHS supports. And there's a lot of different resources that we have. So it's helping the girls understand that these are skills that they're going to take with them through their last couple of years at DSHA and take into college with them. But a lot of those skills are transferable outside of the classroom too. So success is something that builds. It's not something you reach your peak level and then you're done. So just understanding and helping our daughters understand, or our girls understand, that it is something that you learn and you grow over time. So with that, and I think we're staying right on schedule here, we have a couple of breakout sessions. Obviously, we can't be in the theater this year and sit you all down and then send you off into different rooms in our school. So what we're going to be trying to do is allow each of you to choose the sessions that mean most to you. So some of you might want to attend each and every one of these. Some of you might have daughters who have through this before and you might understand some of it. All of these sessions will be recorded, so you can access them at a later point in time also. So we ask that you join the ones that most interest you or most interest your daughters, because I think, each of this is better understanding what could be a good option and maybe what's the biggest difference between a couple. So we've got great faculty who's available to explain this process to you and explain these skills. So they will be available in the rooms. We will be in each room for about 25 minutes. All of you will momentarily see something pop up on your screen that allows you to join a breakout session.